So recently I've been getting asked a lot by a bunch of different people how I keep my skin looking so healthy. The other day I was even just at the gym, obviously not wearing any makeup, and someone came up and asked me, does your skin look so good? Like, you look like you're 12 or something. Which I always find hilarious because that's a question that I also get asked a lot of how old I am, because I apparently look really, really young, which is why I wear makeup, is to age me. But they were asking me how I get my skin to look so, clear, wrinkle-free, and acne-free and everything. And the thing about that is that it's always just been something that I've done. I've never really had wrinkle issues, or fine line issues, or acne issues, really. So, I mean, for me, it's just something that I do, and it mostly has to do with my makeup removal routine and my moisturizing routine as to how my skin stays like this. So, I mean, it's all about how you do it and what products work for you. And I mean, these are the ones that work for me. But, for everybody it's a little bit different. The first thing I would obviously do at the end of any night when I'm taking off my makeup is using a makeup remover. Now, I prefer to use an oil-free one because I have used makeup removers that are not oil-free, or in fact even baby oil you can use, baby wipes. But I find that they tend to make my skin very oily, obviously. And so that does make me break out, because my skin is very normal. It's not oily and it's not dry. So I prefer an oil-free one. Sometimes I have actually, in fact, made my own, and I do use a little drop of baby oil in that, but that's because I'm using alcohol, rubbing alcohol, as watered down rubbing alcohol as my base. So that being said, I do try to stick with an oil-free one. And the next thing I would do is I would get out my handy dandy, trusty, favorite, best tool of all time, one thing I can't live without, even more than my makeup brushes, my Clarisonic. So this is basically, it's a brush, and this has a motor that spins it back and forth. Not all the way around, just back and forth really, really, really fast. And it helps to clean your pores. It helps, remove your makeup. It's probably one of the best tools I think I have. And I have the sensitive brush head on it. It comes in about 4 different ones. There's one that's supposed to be normal, one that's supposed to be pore cleansing, and then they have this one and a delicate one. I'd say stay away from the last two. They are a little bit rougher on the skin than this one and the delicate one, if you do decide to get a Clarisonic, or if you have one. And as for cleansers, there are 2 that I use. The first one is one that I only use if I'm traveling, because I don't take my other cleanser with me. And because the place that I normally stay has soft water, I don't find the one that I use normally works as well as this. And that is the thing that your parents used on you probably when you were a kid, taking a bath, and that is Ivory soap. It's a mild soap. It doesn't leave your skin for me, it doesn't leave my skin dry and, tight. It doesn't leave it oily. It just cleans it. It smells, it doesn't really have any smell, so it works. The other thing that I would use is probably the thing that your mother and grandmother used, and that's Noxzema. I use the Triple Clean Antibacterial Lathering Cleanser. This is an oil-free, this is an antibacterial, and they claim that it's non-comedogenic, which means that it's not supposed to clog your pores. That's up in the air. I don't necessarily believe everything that says it's non-comedogenic, but I know that this one works for me. I've tried Clean & Clear, Neutrogena, Bliss, Clarisonic. I've tried all sorts of cleansers, and this is the one that I liked the best. So, I mean, I just go all over my face, down onto my neck, because that's sort of the area that you really forget about a lot. I think because you just wash your face at the end of the night. And you forget your neck, but I always make sure I get my neck as well. And then sometimes, mostly if I notice that my skin is getting oily or it's extremely moist outside, damp, I will use a toner. This one is not one that I would use. This is an alcohol-free toner. I know a lot of people like alcohol-free toners because they find alcohol dries out the skin, but I find that if I'm oily or if it's damp outside, that my skin gets a little bit oilier. So I want the alcohol because it does do the drying, and then my skin tends to do better from that. Then, the important thing, especially if you have acne, is I follow it up with an acne treatment. I don't have acne terribly bad, but this is an Oxy acne vanishing treatment. So this has benzoyl peroxide in it, and I just sort of put it across the places where I tend to get acne at all, tend to be on the bottom half of my face. So I just sort of slather it on the bottom half, and I'll put this on maybe 2 or 3 times a day depending, just to make sure that it stays free of acne. And then sometimes I'll follow it up with a moisturizer. I don't always. Like I said, I have normal skin. I don't find a moisturizer necessarily works for me. It can make my skin oilier. But 2 that I found that work for me are the Venosource Moisturizing Sorbet from Caudalie and the Sephora brand Instant Moisturizer. Now, the reason why I like both of these is because my skin reacts terribly to aloe vera. I get a breakout and a rash, and milk. Specifically, milk will actually make me break out in acne regardless of what kind of treatment I'm using. So these 2 are both aloe vera free and milk free, and that's why I like them. They also don't feel terribly heavy. They go on fairly light, they absorb really quick, and then, you know, you can do whatever. The other 2 things that are key for me to help keep my skin really clear is, number 1, diet. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I try to keep more vegetables on my plate than I do meat or carbohydrates, and I avoid dairy with that. Like I said, dairy makes me break out, and it happens to make a lot of people break out. So like I said, that's something that I avoid, and I eat lots of fruits and vegetables. And the other thing, and I think this is something that a lot of people forget because, you know, oh, I like soda or whatever, is water. And I know this is actually iced tea. It's been really hot here, so I've been drinking all sorts of different flavored beverages to keep my electrolytes up. But water. Water is really important to help keep your skin really clear. It helps moisturize, it helps keep it really elastic. You know, these are all things that you're going to need to keep your skin looking healthy. And if you have any comments, or, you know, maybe you have something else that you do to help keep your skin looking amazing, leave a comment, and I'd love to try out all sorts of different skincare routines and stuff like that. So I hope you have a great day. Bye!